Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2024, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Well-being. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are commemorating World AIDS Day on 1st December of every year. The world can end AIDS if everyone's rights are protected. Take the rights path with the human rights at the center, with communities in the lead. The world can end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030. The substantial progress that has been made in the HIV response is directly linked to the progress in protecting human rights. In turn, the progress made through the HIV response have galvanized broader progress in realizing the right to health and strengthening health systems. But gaps in the realization of human rights for all are keeping the world from getting on the path that ends AIDS are hurting public health, and now a surge in attacks on rights is threatening to undermine the progress that has been made. Ending AIDS requires that we reach and engage everyone who is living with, at risk, or affected by HIV, especially including people who have been most excluded and marginalized. The upholding of the everyone's human rights is essential, underpinning of the effective HIV response. This World's AIDS Day is a call to action to protect everyone's health by protecting everyone's rights. Leaders need to take the right path. Over the years, a detailed understanding of the HIV epidemic has emerged through the collection, analysis, and dissemination of data, helping programs to reach the right people in the right place at the right time. Having high-quality data on the AIDS response has enabled ambitious, measurable, and time-bound targets to be set for tracking progress and ensuring accountability. World's AIDS Day is celebrated around the world on December 1st each year. It has become one of the most recognized international health days and a key opportunity to raise awareness, commemorate those who have passed on, and celebrate victories such as an increased access to treatment and prevention services. UNAIDS took the lead on campaigning for World AIDS Day from its creation until 2004. From 2004 onwards, the World AIDS Campaign's Global Steering Committee began selecting a theme for the World's AIDS Day in consultation with civil society, organizations, and environment agencies involved in the AIDS response. Themes run for 1 or 2 years and are not just specific to World AIDS Day. Campaigning slogans such as Stop AIDS, Keep the Promise have been used year round to hold governments accountable for their HIV and AIDS related commitments. This year, the theme for the World AIDS Day 2024 is Take the Right Path. The world can end AIDS if everyone's rights are protected. With human rights at the center, with communities in the lead, the world can end AIDS as a public health threat by 2030. The substantial progress that has been made in the HIV response is directly linked to the progress in protecting human rights. In turn, the progress made through the HIV response has galvanized broader progress in realizing the right to health and strengthening health systems. But gaps in the realization of human rights for all are keeping the world from getting on the path that ends AIDS and are hurting public health, and now a surge in attacks on rights is threatening to undermine the progress that has been made. Ending AIDS requires that we reach and engage everyone who is living with at risk for or affected by HIV, especially including people who have been most excluded and marginalized. Gender equality is an essential element of an approach to AIDS that is grounded in human rights. Acceptance, respect, and care are vital. Laws, policies, and practices that punish, discriminate against, or stigmatize people because they are women or girls or from key populations or from other marginalized communities, obstruct access to HIV prevention, testing, treatment, and care. So do laws, policies, and practices that hinder the work of people who are providing vital HIV services for affected communities or who are advocating for reforms. The path that ends AIDS is a rights path upholding the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights and fostering inclusion of all communities are essential for ending AIDS, for ensuring sustainable development, and for human security. There is an urgent need to remove criminal and other laws which harm people's rights, and an urgent need to enact laws and approaches which uphold the rights of every person. The mandates in the international human rights framework have the force of law and communicates and communities have the rights to hold duty bearers accountable for adherence to the human rights commitments they have made. To highlight the narrative continuation in UNAIDS messaging, the campaign continues the imagery of a path that leaders need to choose. So here's that path is signposted as the right path because change depends not on a moment but on a movement. The message take the right path will not only ring out one day, it will be at the core of activities that will build up across November and see the release of World AIDS Day report entitled Take the Right Path on 26 November, each a crescendo on World AIDS Day on 1st December and continue to echo thought December and beyond. So the upholding of everyone's human rights is an essential underpinning of the effective HIV response. The World AIDS Day is a call to action to protect everyone's health by protecting everyone's rights. Leaders need to take the rights path. UNAIDS reports show that upholding human rights is vital for ending the AIDS epidemic. So ahead of World AIDS Day on 1st December, a new report by UNAIDS shows that the world can meet the agreed goal ending AIDS as a public health threat by 2030, but only if leaders protect the human rights of everyone living with at risk of HIV. So the report's message is summed up in its title, Take the Rights Path to End AIDS. Today is commemorated as Crohn's and Colitis Awareness Week in US, which runs from 1st December to 7th December each year, aims to educate people about the symptoms, causes, and ways to manage Crohn's disease and colitis. The main reason for raising awareness is because the symptoms are quite common and easily confused with other diseases and medical problems, resulting in people not receiving the right medical treatment in time. Those afflicted face many problems relating to the gastrointestinal tract, reduces their physical activity and overall quality of life. This week is also commemorated as National Cookie Cutter Week in US. They are best made at home. Have fun baking and using cookie cutters. If you have never used one, now it's your chance to learn how to give cute shapes to your cookies. With cookie cutters, you can now use extra dough instead of throwing it away. If you don't have fancy cookie cutters, the simplest of the shapes can be styled to create versatile designs using existing utensils. Today is also commemorated as Bifocals at the Monitor Liberation Day. We encourage presbyopes to eschew computers and blurry images and remind people everywhere to get their eyes checked. Working on computer can be quite hassle for people wearing bifocals. It requires constant effort to figure out which of the two lenses is more effective while looking at the monitor. Bifocal lenses are designed with two focal points, one to view objects at distance and other to view nearer objects. Adjusting vision with bifocals tend to strain one's eyes, causing muscle fatigue. Today is also commemorated as Central African Republic Day. In Central African Republic, in short known as CAR, on December 1st to commemorate the anniversary of the CAR, becoming an autonomous territory within the French community in 1958. The CAR was granted independence on this day, although the region was still part of the French African Empire. It is a public day for the general population, with schools and business closing for this day. Celebrate the important and historic day by exploring the rich heritage and immersing yourself in the country's culture. Today is also commemorated as Cyber Safety Sunday in US. Is a day of action and awareness for holding shoppers to educate themselves and prepares to shop safely and confidently online. With scammers targeting the third of holiday, online shoppers Norton created Cyber Safety Sunday to help consumers shop smart, keep their information safe and avoid scammers from stealing more than just holiday cheer as cyber criminals ramp up their efforts targeting shoppers with phishing scams, fake websites, and fraudulent deals. This special day focuses on giving people the tools and knowledge to protect themselves and their loved ones during the holidays and beyond. Cyber Safety Sunday takes place annually, the Sunday before Cyber Monday. Today is also commemorated as Commemoration Day in UAE, also known as Martyrs Day, is observed annually in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, on December 1st. The day is set aside to remember, recognize, and honor the sacrifices and patriotism of the Emirati martyrs, who gave their lives to the military, civil, and humanitarian work in the UAE. First commemorated in 2015, the day has been observed every year on November 30 until in 2019 when the date was changed to December 1st. Today is also commemorated as Day Without Art Day, coinciding with the world's AIDS Day since its inception in America in 1989. This day has marked the impact of AIDS epidemic on the artistic community and documented efforts in fighting AIDS. On this day, artists and art institutions shut their doors, dim the lights, and shroud their works, replacing them with posters and facts about AIDS. Other screen films and documentaries for audiences online and in theaters. Day Without Art is also a day of mourning as memorials are a stand part of proceedings. Day is also commemorated as Eat a Red Apple Day in US, honoring our teacher's favorite desktop decor and our doctor's best time honored heart healthy snack, all in one crisp bite. Since 6500 BC, humans have been enjoying this sweet and delicious self contained snack. Each autumn, when the scrumptious fruit is harvested, it fills our local grocery stores and community festivals with glee, whether we are bobbing for them or baking them into a pie or stashing one into our bag for a pick me up later on. We just can't get enough of the red apple. Today is also commemorated as Freedom and Democracy Day in Chad. Is celebrated every year in Chad on December 1st to commemorate the overthrow of Hisni Habre reign of torture by Idris Deby in 1990. It also marks the day Deby rose to power when he became the president of Chad. Deby took power by leading a coup d'etat against the tyrannical former president Hisni Habre in December 1990. He also survived several rebellions and attempted coups against his own rule. The general population takes the day off when schools and businesses stay closed. Today is also commemorated as Indigenous Faith Day in Arunachal Pradesh in India. Indigenous Faith Day is celebrated every year in the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh on December 1st to safeguard and promote all indigenous faiths across the state. In so doing, the day honors the unique identities of the people of the beautiful and lush northeastern Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh. To preserve the diverse traditional faith and practices of various tribal communities, the day is often celebrated with pomp and merriment as a rapidly modernizing state tries to keep its traditions and customs alive. Arunachal Pradesh, also known as the land of dawn-lit mountains, is a state in northeastern India. The state is popularly believed to have existed since the prehistoric days of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and different other sacred mythologies. The historical characters of Lord Parshuram, King King Bhismaka, and Princess Rukmini are said to be from this region. Between 500 BC and 600 AD, the northwestern parts of Arunachal Pradesh were ruled by the Mompa kingdom of Monual, and the rest of the state shared control between local chiefdoms and the Chutiar kings of Assam. Subsequently, the northern region was controlled by Bhutan and Tibet, while the other parts were governed by the Assamese. The Simla Accord was negotiated by the representatives of Tibet, China, and Britain. In the years 1913 and 1914, this treaty drew a boundary of 550 miles and also now famously known as the McMahon line between India and Tibet. However, this border was not acknowledged by China even after 2 decades of the Simla Conference. Arunachal Pradesh was founded as the Northeastern Frontier Agency region in 1954, and Sino-Indian relations were cordial until 1960. But a resurgence of the border disagreement led to the tragic Sino-Indian War in 1962. During the war, China captured most of the Arunachal Pradesh, but no sooner had they declared victory did they withdraw to the original McMahon line and returned India prisoners of war in 1960. The Union Territory of Arunachal Pradesh was established when the region was renamed in 1972, and it wasn't until 1987 that the region gained its statehood, making it India's 24th state. Arunachal Pradesh is known around the world for its pristine beauty and lush green forest. Arunachal Pradesh is also the land of rising sun. There are also many fun activities to do like river rafting and paragliding. The traditional dress of the state are shawls, wraps, and skirts. The most significant tribes of Arunachal Pradesh, including Adi, Aka, Galo, Nishi, Bori, Aptani, Bokar, and Tangsa, each of which has its own cultural attire. One popular alcoholic beverage is in the state is apong or rice beer, which is made from fermented rice or millet. There are different types of rice beer with different flavors. The staple food is rice eaten with fish, lacquer, bamboo shoots, and green vegetables. There is also commemorated as National Package Protection Day in US, seeks to encourage consumers across the United States to become more mindful about the packages they order during the holiday season. The people raise awareness about the day, the more people will prevent their packages from being stolen, delivered to the wrong address, or lost in transit, and any financial loss due to these mishaps would be prevented. Today is also commemorated as National Women Support Women Day in US, which is celebrated on December 1st every year. This day allows us all to join together and build upon previous generations' hard work and determination. Women for women is a powerful cliche, but this day is an opportunity that should not be missed. Whether you believe in having a day to focus on only women in the world or that gender should have no limits, you should use this day and make the most of it. If you want to help other women in your life, use this day to let them know you'll be there for them even when others don't. This month is also commemorated as Worldwide Food Service Safety Month, which is observed annually during the month of December and gives us the opportunity to revisit food standards in the food service industry and their impact on our health and well being. Everyone loves delicious dishes and scintillating aromas that have us salivating and craving for more. But more important than the food we eat is the process of cooking and is the hygiene observed before, during, and after preparation of the meal. And this month serves as a perfect reminder. This month is also commemorated as Universal Human Rights Month. We have seen our share of cruelty and hate. We can do better. That's why the world is observing Universal Human Rights Month during December. Month is a reminder that the United Nations General Assembly codified the basic human rights of every person. It's also a time to reflect on the way we treat others and to do what we can in the fight for equality, especially in a time when topics such as systematic racism are widely being addressed. So with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you everyone for joining us. See you all tomorrow. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill the feedback form, which has been raised in the form of polls. See you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.